What's up, you damn gorgeous and beautiful gamers? Welcome back to Role-Playing Games. This is Mariel Corner in the internet, where we like to discuss about RPGs, mainly about RPGs, occasionally about the occasional adventure game. This being the case, we have Stray right here. Before we move on, I would very much like to invite you, like always, to hit that like button, because it really helps me like you have no idea. And also, subscribe to my channel. Most of the people who watches my content are in fact not subscribed to my channel, so what are you waiting for? These tips that I am going to give you are very useful because, yes, Stray is a very short game, but it's also a game that doesn't really guide you entirely through your main path, through your quest on this lovely adventure that we have right here. So, the first tip that I am going to give you is MEOW. Yes, of course, we actually press that button and spam that button because it is really satisfying to just hear that little kitty ask for help or something, or just listen to the little kitty. Anyways, sometimes that action button, meowing, will give you access to some other tools that you might actually need. For example, sometimes it will light lights that will guide you through the main path. Sometimes it will make people come towards you, but you can also distract enemies with that button. So no, it is not just a button to look nice, to look pretty, to look lovely, although more often than not I had to say that I end up pressing that button, spamming that button, because it's just lovely to hear that little good boy. The next one is for guidance. Follow strange arrows, eye neon lights for clues. This world is, like I said, not going to give you that much of a hint about what you have to do, although it does. Sometimes when you find yourself that you are lost and that you have no sense of where to go and what to do, the game world, how the levels are built, they are fairly similar to one to another. The assets, the meshes, the models that you have are very similar. They are nice, and the level design is actually quite well built, but when you see something different, when you see arrows, when you see neon lights, be sure to follow them, because more often than not, they will guide you through the main path of your quest. Which leads us to the next point. You know, I have a trauma. I am those kind of guys that when I play video games, I more often than not skip tutorials, because that's just what it is. I am that kind of gamer. Sue me. Anyways, I have traumas, for example, with Navy from Ocarina of Time, where I do not want to ask for that little helper for help because they give you ambiguous directions, and you might have those dramas same as me. Well, no, when you ask B2 for help, he is actually going to give you something substantial that is going to guide you through your quest, and it's actually going to give you a proper direction of what to do when you are lost. And also, next point, NPCs. Little robots that you will find, and throughout your adventures, they will also give you directions of where to go and what to do. If you ask them for help, they will give you a direction, but more important than that, gather your objects, the items, as many items as you can, because those items are going to give you access to your main quest and to side quests and activities as well. Show them to as much people, or as many robots as you can, because they will point you into the right direction of where to use that object, or who needs that object that you do not know. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what is that object for. And that being said, we have exploration. My advice is that you explore the hub areas that you encounter throughout your playthrough in Stray. You have 3 main hub areas that you will encounter during your playthrough, mainly the slums, the little village in the tree, and the city later on in the game. If you actually take your time to explore and use the verticality of the world, you are a cat. You can go pretty much wherever you want to go, as long as you are in those hub areas that are not linear, because they do not want you to progress mainly in a straight line. And if you explore them deeply, you will encounter side quests and a whole lot of information about this world that you surely would not want to miss. That leads us to the contextual actions. You might think that the contextual actions of the little cat are just that, to look pretty. Scratch surfaces, meowing, throwing things and items off ledges. They might seem just funny because they are what a little kitty would do, but what you do not know is that they actually do give you the items, or they open the doors that you need to be opened to move on to the next part of the quest. They will give you access to new areas, they will give you access to shortcuts. For example, when you scratch off some surfaces, it will open doors, or it might call for some people that are going to try to find out what's going on and open you that little thing that you are trying to open. If you throw items from ledges, you will notice that they indeed have items inside of those items that you just threw off the ledge, but also they might actually open some side entrances that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. And side quests. Now, as you explore these little places that I am telling you to explore, you will notice that you will find those little items that I told you before to take them to peoples. Side quests are not going to be marked in the map, or they will not have markers. They will not actually tell you, hey, I'm a side quest, like most of the other games tell you. You are just going to find stuff, and that stuff is going to be important for something. So while you explore, take as much stuff as you can. Take that stuff to NPCs, explore deeply, because those side quests are actually quite interesting and they give you insight on what happened to the world. It's nice to have these side activities and to actually be able to make those side activities, to complete those side activities. It's just by exploration, but it's never going to tell you that it's there. You're going to have to find it for yourself, which leads us to the final but most important point of it all. Stray is a game that you will finish in one sit. It's a very, very short game. So my advice is cluster up together everything that I told you before and just enjoy the game. Take your time, explore deeply. This experience that you have with this game, it's quality more than content. But if you actually take the time to enjoy that quality, it's going to be amazing. That if you actually rush through the game because you want to learn more, you're going to end up with that empty void inside of you that we feel when we finish a beautiful and gorgeous game. And let me tell you that this is a gorgeous and beautiful game. So take your time because it is very short. You will finish it in like 5 hours, and if you actually take your time, you will enjoy it like you have no idea, because you have to squeeze that liquid and juice of enjoyfulness that this game can and will give to you. That being said, remember that if no one has told you today that you are a gorgeous, beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Remember to like the video and subscribe before you close the door. Now I'll be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a beautiful day, and goodbye.